In this session of TS Academy, we'll talk about functions and responsibilities of editor and sub-editor. Roles and responsibilities of an editor. As an editor, your first responsibility is to formulate an editorial policy and take a decision on it. Now, what is an editorial policy? Editorial policies are basically the guidelines, the rules, and the instructions that are set by every organization and every reporter and the editor working in that particular organization is briefed about it. It's about the news coverage, whether what kind of news will be given more coverage in the paper as compared to the other and why. The presentation, the writing styles, the spellings, the font of the headlines, placement of pictures, etc. So all these needs to be decided by the editor, and he must also make sure that these guidelines are followed by the reporters who are working in the organization. Next is control over the editorial working. As an editor, it is your responsibility to say yes or no. By this I mean when the reporter comes to you with certain lead about certain event or an issue, you must have a nose for news to say yes to cover it or no, and why you're saying no, that it should not be covered. You must inspire your juniors, your staff. They should look up to you in terms of accuracy, objectivity, and balance which you lend to the news story. You must be familiar with your staff, and they must feel that you are approachable. They can come to you with their ideas, with their suggestions, so that a conducive environment can be maintained in the organization. Thirdly, you should not get easily influenced by the management, which means as a journalist, it is your responsibility that you give an objective and balanced news to your readers. And you must not adhere to the proprietors or management wish regarding the slant of a news story. You should enjoy tremendous confidence and faith of your staff and senior people so that they can take decision and they know that you are there to back them, and you should monitor your subordinate staff. Performance of managerial responsibility. Editor has two responsibilities to play. He is a journalist also, and he is a manager also. As a journalist, he is responsible for the editorial working, editorial policy, and regulate the function of editorial department and set up a newspaper or a newsroom where the objectivity, balance, and accuracy regarding the news story is maintained. As a managerial responsibility, he is responsible for selection of the staff, training them, giving them refresher courses, taking initiatives, regulating the working of the department, and ensure that a discipline is maintained, the editorial policies are followed, the rules and regulations set up in the organization are followed. So editor functions as a bridge between your editorial staff and your management staff. He is a link between the editorial and the management staff, and he is responsible to look out or to manage and to watch out the interests of both the departments, the management side also and the editorial side also. He is the representative of the newspaper. Newspaper is known by the name of the editor. Think of Indian Express, Shekhar Gupta name will come to your mind. Think of Hindu, overshadows the circulation management manager, advertisement manager, general manager. We only know the editor. The editor is the face of the newspaper. He or she represents the newspaper to the outside world at all the forums, the seminars, the workshop, the government consultations, etc. Editor is considered to be a highly intellectual person. So he has to perform multitask. Editor is active in a lot of professional activities outside the four walls of his or her newspaper. He is the representative at the Press Council of India. He is also the member of wage boards. Then he is also the member of Editors Guild of India. For all the official and legal purposes, editor is the representative of the newspaper. In Registrar of Newspaper of India, Directorate of Advertising and Visual Publicity, Press Information Bureau, the newspaper is represented by the editors. In industrial organizations like Audit Bureau of Circulation, National Leadership Survey, editor represents his or her newspaper. Thank you.